All still was darkness, dread and desolate. There was no change, nor any hope of change. All still, that takes care of the previous two cantos. The way they were going to the realms of death, one after the other. Dark, greater dark. Now it is still dark and dreadful and desolate. There was, and as they are proceeding into that darkness, greater and greater darkness, there is no change at all. It's the same thing. Not only that there is no change, there is no hope of change also. There is no hope of change also. Now this hope Savitri has to bring. She has to bring this change in the darkness. Darkness has to find the truth of darkness, why it is there, and discover the truth of darkness. Then there will be the true change. In this black dream, which was a house of void, my God, what a phrase, black dream. Black dream. So he has concretized the dream itself, given it the pitch color, pitch darkness, you see, the dark darkness. Now, this itself, black dream itself, is the house of the void, where the boy is living in the black dream. The void is living in the black dream. Where into Savitri is moving, that void is the creation of the black dream. Black dream. Whose dream? Whose dream? Huh? It's not void. Void is the product of void, of dream. Whose dream is this? No, black, forget about void. First is dreaming. Somebody is dreaming, and that dream is the void. The sense is, the dream is the house of the where the void revealed in the dream. Whose dream? The void is living in whose dream? That is the question.
I say death.
You say?
I say death.
You?
Death.
No. No. Absolutely. It is the Supreme's dream, and he has created a black dream.
He can have a black dream.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It is the Supreme who has created this black dream, and out of that black dream of the Supreme has come out this void. My God, you see how deep the whole thing is. After all, this dream, this void also is the creation of the Supreme. You can ask, what kind of creation is this void? You say black. He is dreaming. Let me have a void. You see. And he creates this black. In other words, if it is the black dream of the Supreme, there is a hope of a white dream of the Supreme. Yeah, it has to be there. So the whole thing is now moving from black dream towards the white dream. Slowly, slowly, slowly. See. In this black dream, which was a house of void, a walk to nowhere in a land of naught. Who can create that kind of a land? He has created for a purpose. He has created a void for a purpose. He has absented himself from himself. He has absented himself from himself. Therefore, it is a void. Therefore, it is a void. What for? He has absented because he wants to come again in another manner or another kind of a thing for the purposes of manifestation. Unless you empty out yourself totally, you cannot create something new. You cannot create something new. So if something new has to come out, first you empty out yourself totally, it becomes zero, absolute zero, the void. Then out of that something can emerge. So he has created for that purpose to re-emerge as a white dream. He has to pass through the black dream. In this black dream, which was a house of void, a walk to nowhere in a land of naught. Now that is straightforward. Walk, 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 walk. Not. Ever they drifted without aim or goal. Obviously, it's a void, so there cannot be any aim, there cannot be any goal for that. Keep on walking, walking. Whether you go left, right, up, down, here, no aim. It's like, suppose you are kept in a desert in the day, noon time, so that even your shadow cannot be seen. If your shadow falls, then you say, oh, that is east, that is west. There is no direction also. At the noon time, the shadow is exactly underneath you. So you don't know whether you are looking towards north or south or east or west or anywhere. Absolutely no idea, because everywhere is the same sand, 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 sand everywhere. It's the same void. So you are walking now, whether you are walking towards your goal, you don't know at all. There is no aid available for navigation in the desert. And therefore we get lost. It is that walk to nowhere, and he says nowhere. In a land of naught, ever they drifted without aim or goal, gloom led to worse gloom, death to an emptier death. In some positive non-being's purposeless path, through formless waste, dumb and unknowable, dumb and unknowable. See, each phrase you can keep on talking, because we are very wise people. Now he said, gloom led to worse gloom. There is still a kind of a sense of direction. Yes, gloom is there, but it became darker and darker, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Death to an emptier death. Now, this is something very interesting. What we have in the revised edition is depth to an emptier depth. Instead of this A, I got P. Depth to an emptier. I have absolutely no idea how, on what basis, with respect to what manuscripts, etc., they have changed depth to depth. You got depth, yeah, I know. Yeah.
So it's depth to emptier depth.
So, no, Now, what in the revised edition we have is a depth P. Instead of A, they got P.
Yes. They changed it again.
They changed the yeah. But on the typeboard P is there, A is here.
But that is correct.
Huh?
This is correct.
No. 1951, this edition has all the earlier editions have death.
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 Exactly.
This is the original edition.
But that's okay.
This has been changed in the 93 to DEPTH. But I feel this is terribly occult, so beautifully occult, so intensely deep by itself. Death to an emptier death is so powerful actually. Death takes away the whole charm of the line. The occult power which is there in death to an emptier death is really very powerful.
Let's continue.
Now, this is of course relatively minor. In some positive non-beings, purposeless was. Being B is small in the revised edition instead of capital. Well, it can stand both ways. There's no, that's all it. But this is something which is very different. So you see, in the very first two sentences, we have now. Okay, let's come back now. Through see, in some positive non-beings, so it is the non-being, the non-manifest, the supreme. In his positive, he has created this purposeless vast, as if he has created this purposeless vast. He wants this thing with a purpose. Through formless waste, dumb. What kind of vast? Formless waste, dumb and unknowable. You do not know, we cannot understand what is really present in the void, in the cipher, in the zero. It is unknowable. We cannot say it is empty, we cannot say it is full, we cannot say it is this, we cannot say that. It is unknowable. It is the counterpart of the unknowable, which is beyond the unseen. Unseen can be seen. Unknowable cannot be known at all. The unknown is not unknowable. It is knowable. Beyond the unseen is the unknowable. I am quoting Ashwapati, who is answering to Narad in book 6, canto 2. Savitri is coming from where? Ashwapati tells Narad, I thought she is coming from place beyond the unseen, from a place between the unseen and the unknowable. This is the unseen, this is the unknowable, and she is coming from there, from beyond the unseen. What is unseen? Unseen is Satchitananda, the transcendent. It can be realized, it can be seen, It can be experienced. One can go and live in it. The transcendent. Although to our mortal eyes it is unseen, it does not mean that it is unseeable. Satchidananda is seeable, though it is unseen. Now, beyond Satchidananda, before you enter into the unknowable, from that place, Savitri is coming.
Has a name? And this place has a name?
No,
No.
no, no. The poor Ashwati, he didn't find a proper word in the English language to tell, to tell it.
In Sanskrit?
No. See, in Sanskrit, you have got avyakta, which is not expressed. Because it is not expressed, therefore we cannot talk about it. It is unknowable. You see. So actually, to some extent, 15.7. Got it? The absolute, the perfect, the alone. That is the unknowable. So you have known now. You know what is unknowable now. He is absolute, he is perfect also, and he is alone. There is nobody at all there. Alone. Now it is out of him, has called out of the silence his mute force. In that absolute is his force, his Shakti, his power. He has called her. Yes, come out. Start your work. And what does she do then? She comes out. What does she do? The first thing she does is she produces a child, and her first child is Satchidananda, the unseen. Now it is that force, absolute force, who is coming as Savitri. Between the unseen and the unknowable is this force of the absolute. So she is really coming from beyond Satchidananda. So we have located her place. Yeah.
It's coming from beyond
Huh?
Satchidananda. Beyond Satchidananda.
Beyond Satchidananda. Beyond, between the unseen and the unknowable.
Adya Shakti.
Adi Shakti, you can call it here. What is it? He has called out of his own silence his force, Shakti.
That's the first act.
Pardon me?
That's the first act after being manifested.
Yes,
He is creating
Satchidananda. So the first child of Satchidananda, of this force, is Satchidananda.
That's the first movement.
Yeah, first movement. So you have got what is called avyakta, which is not manifest.
So God does nothing.
Then manifest. What is the first manifestation? Satchidananda.
After Satchidananda, you will
Then the whole the whole downward below, cosmic, individual happens later on.
Yes. So beyond Satchidananda is again unmanifest.
Is the non-manifest, non-manifest.
Non-manifest.
Yeah.
Non-manifest.
Yeah,
Non-manifest.
yeah, no,
Non.
yeah, non-manifest.
Beyond.
Non-manifest. You see, that is important. In other words, this unknowable is all the unexpressed possibilities. All the unexpressed possibilities. Everything, every potential is there. How that potential will materialize, that will be by this force. that will be by this force. And so, see, in fact, he goes on saying, in the first we have got here, the absolute, the perfect, the alone has called out of the silence his mute force, where she lay in the featureless and formless hush, silently lying, hush, guarding from time by her immobile sleeve the ineffable puissance of his solitude. He wants to be alone. So he has called her. Come on, lady, get up now. Start your work. The absolute, the perfect, the alone has entered. Now you see, he says, has called, first is called, now has entered with a silence into space. He has now entered, he has called her, and now he is entering into space. And then absolute, the perfect, the immune. See, he has now created so many things around, but he is still untouched. He is immune. So immune comes afterwards, you see. And then later on will arise, somebody will have this black dream. And will appear the void, the shunya, zero. So that is the unknowable. You see, so therefore this has also now, because it has become total zero here, so therefore it is unknowable. We cannot know anything about it. Whether it really contains anything at all, we cannot speak of it. But we shall also see that this zero, which is a product of the black dream, which is housing the black dream, this zero is also a pregnant zero. It is from there, it is a black womb from where the creation will rise. Now to convert that thing into white creation, that is a separate matter. An ineffectual being of suffering, yes.
Before you start, can I ask you a question? Can you explain to me what is the emptier death?
What is the?
The emptier death. How can you explain emptier death? What does mean emptier death? Fourth line.
Yeah, I don't know, follow what you mean, emptier death. You are talking. You see, of course, it's very poetic, very beautiful. Now you see from here, gloom led to worse gloom. What do you mean by that?
More, this it can be more worse gloom.
Yeah, same way.
But emptier death, because the death is empty.
No, you see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Now you take the contrast. Life led to fuller life. Life led to fuller life.
Okay. The opposite. You know why I am asking
Yeah.
this? Because I thought about the other version. They said to an emptier depth.
Depth.
And I found a more meaning for this than the emptier depth. For me, emptier depth
Yeah. No.
has
See,
more meaning for me
no.
than emptier
Yeah.
depth.
I'm not denying the good possibility of depth, the EPT. See, depth below, I can understand that. In other words, you are leading to pure void. Depth, plunging down, till you reach the absolute void. So that depth to emptier depth is understandable straight away. But here the power of death to an emptier depth. See, death itself is a process of graduation. Death has gone away, does not mean everything has gone away. Still there is something of it, still something of it, still something of it is there. See, I can argue it like this. At the end of this book, Savitri vanquishes death. She overpowers Yama at the end of it. What happens to him? Where does he go? Where has he vanished? The night refused to take him. Hell refused to take him. What has happened to him? Where has he gone?
Yeah, what?
Huh?
What?
Yeah. He has gone back to his original form,
Which is what?
which is supreme.
Okay.
So,
where is he going?
so death is really plunging more and more into death till it reaches the supreme. You see, metaphysically, both the phrases can be argued. But death has a certain kind of a concreteness, some kind of an occult strength in it, which is not there in depth. Depth looks little loose, you see. It is like saying abyss led to emptier abyss. A hollow leading to a greater hollow. See, the poetry is not there in that, the occult strength is not there in that. Same way, depth to an emptier depth doesn't have the strength, that occult force, power which is required. Death gives that.
But the four anti-divine beings, which are the
Yeah,
created first, they became anti-divine. So they have a choice, she said. They can either dissolve themselves or they're going to be transformed. So she said, no, one has already dissolved himself because it was too much. There are three left. So, and they have a choice. So where in Savitri is it written that death chose conscious transformation?
yes,
It's not written. He suddenly appears transformed,
Yeah.
but it's not explicitly explained
Yeah.
where he makes a decision. That would be nice to read somewhere, because there is another, lot of nations, Falsehood and all that.
yeah,
We know that this one is really resisting a lot.
Yeah.
We don't know what he will do. So
Yeah.
where does death say, I will not dissolve myself? Because the way how he says goodbye here in that book 10, you think he dissolves himself eventually because he has no chance.
yeah,
But he's not dissolving, he is transforming. So it does not, for me, there's a gap.
yeah,
There's a gap where in the whole story of birth, of transformation,
Yeah.
where we are missing that in very important decision,
Yeah, yeah.
the I death,
yeah, yeah,
I will help our creation,
Yeah.
I will transform again back to the
Yeah.
divine. I'm not dissolving myself.
yeah.
Okay, I believe your servant. That doesn't show anywhere.
No, no.
Why doesn't he? I mean, this is so important to,
See,
you know anything about it?
basically, he is firm on his stand.
Yes,
He does not want to yield at all anywhere,
exactly.
because the whole idea is that if a new creation has to come out, it has to come out only because of the strength, not knowledge, not truth, not this, not that. You should be able to withstand by strength everything that can oppose it. Therefore, he is coming out with his full force and denying, no, 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 no. If you are able to conquer him in that condition, it means that you really have the strength, and it is on the basis of the strength the new creation can sustain, survive against the all-swallowing void. So, strength, Mother says, the first thing, what happened on 29 February 1956, the descent of supermind, the supramental light and force. You see, it is not beauty, joy, happiness, no, light and force. Force is the thing. If it can come with force, then only it can meet the opposition. Force is the thing, strength. So it is that I can argue death to an emptier death. Death is becoming in fact more and more powerful. Emptier means he is becoming stronger and stronger rather. And Savitri has to conquer now that strongest opposition, negative. Death doesn't have that kind of strength, Death has. If you want to attribute something to personification, death is a description. Death is a personification with strength. And ultimately, Mother says it is the strength which is required.